When I first started using alcohol at 11 years old, it was not for fun. It was out of desperation. I have PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder, which means that sometimes I get flashbacks of scary, traumatic things that have happened in my past. Flashbacks aren't the same as memories. In memories, even though they can be quite vivid, you can distinguish that they are not happening in that moment. Flashbacks engage the physical senses, meaning a person experiencing a flashback is tasting, smelling, hearing, feeling, and or seeing the event. Some people only experience one or two of the senses. I often experience all of them at once. I was using alcohol to help sleep, because my flashbacks were also manifesting as nightmares, and I couldn't sleep. I had tried what I felt to be every option. Then I realized people slept heavily after drinking, and there was a lot of alcohol readily available in that house. It worked. I would black out and then have a dreamless sleep. I couldn't get a good night's sleep without it. I didn't know I was addicted until I tried to stop, and I couldn't. I first started using narcotics years later as a teenager. I was using them as prescribed by my doctor for chronic pain, but the prescription was only meant to be a short-term solution. A long-term solution was not found to replace it, though, when the prescription ran out. Even people who do not become addicted to narcotics often experience some withdrawal symptoms as their bodies adjust and rebalance without the substance. The physical pain when I was withdrawing was overwhelming. I deal with chronic pain, and the way that my narcotics worked meant that my body was making new pain receptors to replace the ones that were being blanketed by the drugs. That means when none of the pain receptors were being muffled, my pain was turned up to 11 and I felt it in surround sound. That was an amplified version of the pain I had started using to cover up in the first place. On top of that was like having the worst flu in your life times 10 and knowing that you could take just one pill and make it all better, but for some reason fighting the urge to do that. I also had to deal with all the emotions that I was hiding from, which scared me more than being in physical pain. I did get clean and sober a few times, for long periods, and when I relapsed, it was not because I was physically addicted to the drug. It was because I was emotionally and psychologically addicted to the drug. It was my go-to coping mechanism when I was experiencing difficult times in my life, and I didn't know how else to process everything. My friends told me it was like watching me commit emotional suicide, that I was just an empty shell of a person when I was high.